at the end of your life, someone showed you a video, not of your past, but of the life you could have lived only if you tried. You're watching yourself, and in that life, you became everything you once dreamed of: a doctor, a lawyer, an influencer, a celebrity, a successful business mogul, whichever one that you dreamed of. You're seeing yourself dealing with high caliber people, successful people, like having that penthouse, beach house, private jet. You literally saw yourself having everything you have ever imagined that looks so unreachable. You are surrounded by people with influence, you are suddenly respected, you are popular, you are successful, you have freedom, you can do whatever you want. And in that moment, you are not just watching success, you are watching the relationship you would have had. You are watching the opportunities you would have walked into. And most importantly, you are watching a version of yourself who believed that was possible. But guess what? You are outside and you are watching. Remember, your life has already ended. It's already too late to try again. I mean, life is time off. There's nothing you can do, baby. I know you might think this sounds extreme, but if you look closely to the people you admire today, they were not special from the beginning. They were like ordinary people who once had a dream. Like everything freaking started as a dream. Nobody guaranteed them success. Nobody gave them permission, and nobody saw them as that person. Nobody visualized them as they will become that popular, they will become that successful, or whatever it is that they became. They were just like ordinary people like me and you who decided to try anyway. They failed, they doubted themselves, and they didn't look like anything significant. This is so crazy. Have you ever imagined like the most successful of the successful looking like ordinary people? Like they literally were nobody. Nobody actually knew them. Like, do you get? And guess what? They kept going. And now you and I look at them like they are people that are so different from us and all of that. Does that make sense? And suddenly they look unreachable. But the only difference between you and them is because they tried. But maybe you are not trying yet. Maybe you have given up. Maybe you are like, oh my God, you can't do this. But then they tried, regardless of how many times they doubted themselves. Hi bestie, I am Tiffany, and if you're new here, I teach you how to live intentionally, grow on social media, and become the best version of yourself, building the life that you really, really love. And if that is for you, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button right away and let's get into it. So let's talk about something real, because this idea of the life you could have lived is not just an imagination. It is actually real. It has happened to people. It is still happening, and it can happen to you. And this is exactly why so many people end up in regret. Oh, I would have done that. Oh, I would have tried. I wish I tried harder. So instead of just thinking about it, let's break down what is stopping you from becoming the best version of yourself and how you can change it right now. Point number one: you are not stuck, you are undeciding. It is because you keep waiting for the perfect time. You keep waiting to decide. You keep thinking that everything you need to actually get the life that you dream of will come together. They will entirely exist. Everything will come to you immediately. And maybe God is going to tap you and tell you, hey girl, it's about time to go get your dream life. But babe, that is not happening. That is not happening. You keep waiting to be confident. You keep waiting for the right time. And you realize 5 years have gone by. 10 years have gone, and you are still stuck in that same place because you are undeciding. But baby, there's never like a right time. There's never a perfect time. You don't have to be entirely confident. You don't have to have everything that you need. You just have to use what God has given to you to start the process, to start taking action. While you are working, while you are taking action, while you are showing up, gradually everything will start aligning, everything will start falling into place. Okay, like, I don't know if you have seen someone that is building a house, right? Most people don't have the entire money to build a house from the ground up, alright? But the thing is that they have a plan to build a house. They want to own a house, and they start somewhere. They start budgeting. They get contractors. They get engineers, and start even taking the action one step at a time. Gradually, everything starts falling into place. They are getting the cement. They are getting the blocks. They are getting the water. They are hiring people, and before you know it, they have built foundation, they are taking the house up, and that is exactly how it works. I remember speaking to an engineer, and I was like, how much do you think it's going to cost to build a particular project? And she told me that it's just going to be a rough estimate. You can never know how much a freaking house can cost. That means you can never be ready. You can never have everything all figured out. You just have to start and believe that at the end of the day, you are going to get what you want. So everybody you see that built a house just knew that they want to have a house, and they started anyway. They didn't know how much it was going to cost them. And that is also how I see pursuing your dream life. What is scary here is that nothing changes until you start acting. The life that you want, that life you are dreaming about, that life that you desire, is on the other side of that decision that you are not making. It's on the other side of fear. The moment you are willing to cross over, regardless of being ready, regardless of doubting yourself, regardless of being scared, That is when you can be able to achieve that life. But if you're not ready, you can sit there and suck and watch your life, watch what you could have become if only you tried. Point two, your comfort is costing you your future. The reason why you're not moving is not because you can't, it is because comfort feels safer than growth. All right, what do I mean? Like, your safe space, that your comfortable place, actually makes you feel safe. But guess what? Nothing grows in the comfort zone. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. There's this thing I noticed here. You can actually be resting all day, resting from morning till night, doing nothing, being lazy, but you still realize how tired you are, how exhausted you are from doing nothing, but yet you feel comfortable, you feel safe, right? But imagine when you push yourself out there, decided to, like, okay, your body is paining you, you're hurting, and you still decided to, like, go and work out, go on a walk, go to the gym. You realize that even after exhausting, like, it's supposed to feel like you're exhausting your energy, right? You have been busy working, doing this and that. You will realize that you feel much stronger than you actually felt when you were in your safe space, when you were doing nothing. And this is the danger of comfort zone. Comfort zone makes you feel very comfortable. It makes you feel like that is the right thing. Your body is telling you, oh my God, you're tired. But in reality, you are not tired. You are just feeling safe, because the comfort zone, that is exactly what it does. It makes you comfortable. But the sad thing is that nothing grows there. Like, for instance, again, scrolling feels easier than building. Doubting feels easier than trying. Planning feels easier than doing, okay? So that is why you see there are so many people scrolling on social media, watching other people living their life. The number is always higher than the people actually creating the content, because guess what? Creating the content is harder. But scrolling, sitting in your couch, eating popcorn and watching and laughing your ass out, it's easier. Anybody can do it, but not everybody can show up, create content, edit it, keep showing up. It takes effort, it takes guts, it takes energy. That is why you see so many people don't chase their dream life. They settle, and at the end of the day, they are regretting. So every time you choose comfort, you are choosing a version of yourself you keep complaining about. And that brings us to point number three. You are waiting to feel ready. You can never ever feel ready. To feel ready to achieve anything, you will not achieve anything. So accept that you can never be ready, alright? Nobody built anything meaningful because they were ready. They were unsure, they were scared, they doubted themselves, they had every reason to not even try. But guess what? You just have to start with one step in front of another step, and that is how you achieve things. That is how you get things done. There's something I notice about successful people, men and women. You will notice that they don't waste time to take action. They don't wait till they have everything figured out. The moment they have an idea, they are trying to execute, they are trying to act. And then you from the outside, you keep wondering, like, why always there? Why are they always winning? Because they are always trying. They are always acting. They are always doing things, even when they don't feel ready. So as a person, you normally will have that feeling of, like, I'm not sure it's going to work out, because you feel like you are just starting things prematurely. You're not even supposed to do it like this. What if you don't have all the information and all of that? That is why you see there are people that they have so much knowledge. They read a lot. They are like, their brain is hurting, but they are failures. They are poor, because guess what? Knowing so much does not guarantee that you're going to be successful until you start applying. So you can know everything in this life, and if you're not taking action, you are still going to be stuck. That is why you see some third class students, people that are not even really smart, but they are doers. They are people that are active. They are people that they are ready to try, even if they didn't feel ready. You notice that they are succeeding over the people that are actually smart. You'll be like, how is that even possible? Yes, it's possible, because action is really, really loud. Knowing is not enough. And if you're still waiting for a sign for you to take that action, for you to start that business, for you to build that career, for you to pursue your dream, this is it, because you'll never be ready. You just have to start somewhere. And the longer you delay becoming the person you dream of, the person that people respect, the person that people admire, so you're literally holding yourself. Newsflash, okay? Point number 4. Discipline is what separates you from the version of yourself you envy. You see that person you really want to be, that person you desire, that person you can only dream of. The only thing separating you and that person is discipline. And so many people are going to say, oh my God, discipline is not for me. I envy people that are disciplined. It's not easy. It's just not my thing. I hear people saying, I'm not just a morning person. What do you mean you're not just a morning person? God did not create you and make you a night person, all right? What I'm trying to say is that As far as you're a human being, you can become whoever you allow yourself to be, okay? So when it comes to discipline, people are going to be like, I'm just not disciplined. It's not just for me. I fail. Like, nobody, when I mean nobody was born with discipline. Every skill you see people actually have that gets them to where they want to be has to be learned, all right? Let me use myself an instance. Like, I've always been saying I want to move my body. I don't want to keep adding. I just want to maintain myself and be healthy, right? But over the years, I kept waiting for the right time to do that. I kept waiting for the perfect time. I kept saying that I'm not disciplined. This is not something I can do. Until one day I realized that if I'm sleeping, I suddenly am not breathing well. I'm like, oh my god, like, girl, you can't be doing this. You're freaking young to not. I just had to tell myself the truth, and guess what I did? I finally made up my mind, just like that I was going to be doing a particular thing. I started with road work because I know that if I say I'm going to go to the gym, like, I might not even keep up. I might have excuses of like, okay, I don't have money. So guess what? I did something that was realistic, and I told myself I had to be doing it every morning. And ever since then, I've been so consistent. I have been happier than ever. Now, one thing I noticed about consistency and showing up is that when you start showing up, when you start being consistent, when you start being disciplined in a particular part of your life, you can gradually bring that along in other parts. What do I mean? Like, as I started like working out, being consistent, going out, even when it's hard, even when it's raining, right? I gained this confidence that if I can do it here, I can do it there. I brought it to my career, I brought it to my business, I brought it to my relationship. I'm not saying I'm entirely perfect, but like, when you say you are not disciplined, that is so dumb. There's nothing like you're not disciplined. You don't want to be disciplined. Okay, and I'm sick and tired of people like making it look like it's a damn thing. No human being was created with discipline. We all have to learn it. In fact, discipline is a freaking skill. The way you learn to be confident, the way you get yourself educated, that is how you learn to be disciplined. And the fastest way to be disciplined is by taking action, not by reading all the books on discipline. You can read every book, but you still not be disciplined. You are only disciplined when you start working on being disciplined. And you can't get that life that you're dreaming of, that life that you imagine, if you're not disciplined. So those people that are living that life that you really wish that you have, the life that you dream of, they discipline themselves. You guys need to see how hard they work. Most of them wake up by 4 a.m. Like, the first time I tried to wake up by 4 a.m., that really sucked. There are certain things that I've only dreamt of, and I started finally doing it. When I saw somebody already doing it and acing it and doing well, I'm like, oh my god, I wish it was me. Guess what? When I started doing it, the work that I put in, I knew there is no way, I guarantee that I was going to succeed if only I was disciplined. So immediately I stopped thinking of like, oh my god, I envy this person, to seeing how hard that person works. Okay, so you guys just sit in your comfort zone and you're envying somebody. I wish that was me. Everybody can wish. Look for what that person is doing that is working for them and try and do it and see if it's easy, alright? But one thing I notice is that it's never like out of your reach. It doesn't mean that it's not achievable, but you just have to start anyway. You're just not used to it because you're not doing it. The moment you start doing it, you start understanding it, you start applying it, before you know, you will start getting similar results. It's not rocket science, baby. Number 5, your identity has to change. You can't become your dream person, the person you dream of, by remaining or acting like that person you don't want to be, okay? Like, there is this trendy audio that have been trending for years. They say, act like the person you want to become. I heavily believe that. Like, I believe that shit works, alright? It might look so awkward, it might look like you are doing an wannabe, but your brain don't know the difference between when you're actually faking something. As far as you're consistently doing that, your brain is gradually going to start believing that. So you don't become successful by doing one thing. You become successful by not seeing yourself as someone that just tries sometimes. Oh, let me try this. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm so inconsistent. Some people even brag about it. I'm not disciplined. I can't do it. I'm so inconsistent. You're singing it like melody. Like, are you not ashamed? No, like, you're not supposed to keep telling yourself that thing. Why you are believing it? Because you are constantly telling yourself you cannot do this, you are not smart, you are so inconsistent, and then you keep seeing what you are speaking in your life, and suddenly you are shocked. Your brain will believe whatever you are telling your brain. Is that simple? So if you know you actually like want to go after your dream life, you have to build a new identity. Stop doing the old things. You see those things that you are doing that was not serving you? Why would you keep doing it? Start seeing yourself as someone that can, and really push yourself to take that action, right? Like, people will be like, oh, Tiffany, you're so confident, right? But you don't know how many times I've challenged myself to learn how to have conversation with someone, looking at them eyeball to eyeball, without blinking, without being shy. I did that over and over and over again till I gradually like got used to it. So now I can do it without feeling anything. So people will be like, oh my God, you're so confident. No, I really put in the work. I wasn't born like this. And if I could do it, you can do it as well. So gradually start seeing yourself as someone who can, someone who tries, someone who shows up, someone that can be disciplined, someone that can be consistent, instead of identifying with the old personality that is not giving you the life that you want. And the best way to do this is by building new reality, creating new evidence. Try to start being disciplined. And when I mean discipline, you don't have to immediately become the most disciplined person. It's a gradual process. Like I told you guys, I entirely don't move my body before now. I don't like to work out, I don't like to walk, I don't like to stress. But I gradually started with going on a walk on a Saturdays, to me, increasing it to going on a walk every single day. Alright? So that is how discipline happens. You have to start small, but you are gradually creating evidence that shows that if you could do it, if I could do it on like once every Saturday, that showed me that I could do it once every day. So it was just a gradual process. Newsflash, until your identity changes, your life will not change. What do I mean? If you don't gradually create new evidences to change your identity, if you are someone that calls yourself lazy or you are lazy, you start building evidence that shows that you are not lazy. You wake up, you dust your bed, you go on a walk, you make your breakfast, you try to work on your daily tasks. That is you creating new evidences that will now show you that no, if you could do that, that means that you're not lazy. So until you change that, you cannot change your life. So the real question is not, can you become that version of yourself? The question should be, are you finally ready to act like that version of yourself? Because you have to act like the person you want to become. Because honestly, the life that you could have lived is still available now that you have the chance. Now that you can try, don't wait till you are being shown a video of everything you would have gotten, who you would have become if you tried, to start crying and regretting. You actually have the chance. What is even the purpose of living if you're not going to allow yourself to live to your full potential? Like, I just feel like it's a waste of breath. God did not put you on this earth to become a basic human being that is watching other people live their dream life. You can as well live the life that you dream of. You just have to start somewhere. So that your dream life is available, but it is waiting for you only if you decide to take action and to start acting like it. And that's all the cake I have for you guys today. Let me know if you found this video valuable, helpful. Ask questions if you need to. And remember to subscribe, turn on the post notification for more helpful videos. And I would like to see you guys in my next video. Bye.